Here's my Kindle monolith again with reading number 20 in Molasses Moon. This is where we left off. Give me a minute. I want to take a bite of my egg sandwich. I hate having grease on my fingertips when I type, but it's unavoidable when you're a full-time writer. Oh, I'm having an au gratin potato chips with my egg. Greasy salt. I love it on my taste buds, hate it on my keys. I do have napkins up here in this attic. I'm not a totally uncivilized hermit. I said there's no reason to feel guilty, and there isn't. Ever. Why feel guilty? Just be good. Then you won't have to feel guilty. Yes, but what's good? That's a good question. Indeed. I'm still not sure what evil is, so how can I say what's good? Did you ever notice that if you add a D in front of evil, you have devil? I wonder if the person who made up that word knew that. I'll bet his UC did. That's capital U, capital C. Know it. I'll bet. I say his because a woman would never have made up such a word. The biggest joke about all this is saying the devil made me do it. It's probably UC that did it. All. Everything. Except what we did that we knew we were doing. And how often is that, I ask you? I suppose we should be getting back to time. Q. Isn't that a good word for the base particle of time? Take your Q. Of course, this is spelled C-U-E, and my Q is spelled Q-U-E. Well, I realize that type of Q isn't spelled with a Q, but it should be. Well, hell, what's spelling anyway? Just an attempt to harness and control UC and make it do what you want. The joke's on me. UC is the best speller in the book, any book. So why is mine always messing up my spelling and typing? So I won't take myself too seriously, of course, or begin to really think I know it all. It's humbling. I'll admit to think you know it all about time, and then can't spell well enough or write clearly enough to prove it. I didn't say I was humble. I said it was humbling. My backbone's still here. Speaking of which, in Chapter 1, I hinted that pills Dr. Duck prescribes for questionable chronic conditions like high blood pressure are calcium sappers, and I refuse them. And aside from present day, actually the real problem is magnesium being sapped, because that's what regulates all the other minerals and almost everything in your body. I've given some information on that on my Listmania on Amazon on my profile, and it leads to a lot of different products that relate to magnesium. So I just want to make that little correction from now in 2012. And now we return to chronic conditions like high blood pressure are calcium sappers, and I refuse them. I was going to say there in Chapter 1 that giving up a strong back for a strong heart isn't a fair trade, especially if the blood pressure wasn't wrong in the first place. But there wasn't space in the paragraph at the time, so I'm saying it now. Okay? I typoed condition as condiction and wondered why. Then I realized that condition reminds me of addiction. That's another thing. Most pills prescribed for heart conditions are addicting. Just read about Dr. Duck's favorite miracle pill, Lopressor. It's on page 555 of the pill book. If you abruptly stop taking Lopressor, your chances of having an immediate heart attack are great enough that it's warned you shouldn't stop taking the pill. So what's that, if not an addiction? And there's more, much more, in the way of dangerous side effects. I hope the benefits of the pill are worth this chemical attack to the body. Most doctors seem to think so. I question this. There's one thing I don't find humor in. That's an old person with Alzheimer's and osteoporosis trying to die in a nursing home. But they won't let him. It's their job to keep him alive, which they take seriously. They have to care, in quotes, for the patient. If there's one thing I don't have patience for, it's this: not letting someone die when he's not living. I don't know whether to say not living or can't live. Either way, it isn't right to prevent someone from taking his cue and taking off. It's just a starting over. Why is that so hard to see? There is a time to start over. It's here when your time is up. Your time is up when you no longer enjoy it. It's simple. It truly is, but we blind ourselves to the simplicity. If you have ever wondered why I'm not impressed with certain religious viewpoints or current cultural moralities, wonder no longer. Look at someone trying to die in a nursing home. This is preferable to a massive coronary? What a trade. In spite of all this, I do believe in medical science. I believe that they and we will devise methods of better trades, and will one day see the light at the end of the tunnel, and take the cue. It's time to start over in another life or on another planet, when a person doesn't want to be here any longer, because the fire in his physical body is so low he doesn't know why he's here, who he is, or what he's doing, because his backbone is gone, and he can't do or think anything. Furthermore, now that I've got my soapbox back and I'm balanced on it, I think that whenever a person decides he's finished with this life for whatever reason, he should be not only allowed but assisted, if he requests it, to die pleasantly, peacefully, and with celebration, forethought, acceptance, and joy. Who knows when, why, or how each of us receives the cue to move on or go elsewhere? Tom may appreciate this chapter best in all my books. His father has advanced Alzheimer's and is trying to escape. He doesn't know how. He doesn't even know where he is. And Tom is helpless legally to do anything but know his dad is being held against his will in a dead body. MDs have automatic medical power of authority? Who gave this power? By what right? Not by right, but by fear. Fear of the inadequacy of our own unexercised minds. Fear that we need someone with more education and with credentials to tell us how to live and die. And fear that we should listen to those authorities without question. I respect any person's education and credentials. I admire them too. But I have my own mind and spinal cord, thank you. And I'll use them. I may listen to an authority or an expert, but I'll make up my own mind and go my own way with a hard head and straight back. I will not merge and I will not bow. I'll not cower either, unless I have to or can't help it. You'll be the first to appreciate, admire, respect, honor, and give credit where it's due. Yet I'll be the first one to appreciate, admire, respect, honor, and give credit where it's due. You see, Your Honor, the more I respect, honor, and use my own mind, the less fear I have of power of authority. It's medical power of authority which I want over myself. Tom and I have decided to give each other that power, legally, so that each can allow the other the right to die when he's ready. without medical interference or imprisonment. Right to life? Yes, this one and the next one, as well as the right to stay in the easy life before this one, if we're speaking of abortion, which I think is right, a right that's not wrong. How can certain religious views act like this is it, and only it? Oh hell, it's hard to be serious when UC makes me typo beyond, which sounds like be gone instead of beyond. So enough of this. But to set the record straight first, I'm not precisely a reincarnationist. I think we have choices always, including those of where we're going and where we've been before birth and after death. Yes, yes, yes. We've already established my lapses of sanity. They're just lapses. I do know who I am. All of them. Let's see. There's me, Maya, Jennifer, and God knows who else. I don't want to go against my own advice and take myself seriously, but if I did, I tell you, there's only me. They're all in there as fictional characters. And I'm all here, except the parts of me that are daydreaming and astral projecting, and the parts that might be living on other planets and in other time frames. Just kidding. And the thing is, you just have to know when and how to focus and prioritize. Cues are important too. You have to hear and take your cues. There may be nothing more important than that. Keep the cart behind the horse, or you won't get anywhere, but backwards. Yet that can be enlightening and entertaining, as I've shown. So that's why UC makes me type letters and numbers backwards. He was running rampant for a while there, reversing letters like mad. But I'm not mad. So there. I'm not mad. Why should I be mad? I'm happy. I've just finished another great chapter in Molasses Moon. What else is there? I know. You don't have to tell me. Groceries. And bills. It's 11:45, still the 22nd. And I haven't even checked the mail. I don't know what day it'll be when I finish revisions on this chapter. But who cares, just so I finish the book as well as this chapter. I know you'll care about that. Without molasses, you wouldn't be here, would you? At least you wouldn't know why and how you're here. Look out below. There goes the roof. I'd better get down the stairs, fast, before my fingers get moving again. I love the clicking sound of computer keys. Wish you were here to hear them. But you wouldn't fit in this attic. Besides, it's beginning to get hot up here again. Ice water. Nice, cool ice water. Then I'm off to box 99 and the Safeway Wizard. Then I'm going to pay bills. Then watch Star Trek. If Q of the Q Continuum is featured today, I won't be surprised. Will you? Okay. Another pause, and we're finished with video recording number 20. And how do I sign off today? I don't know. I hope that you're having a good day or evening or whatever it is you're doing at this moment. And thanks for listening.